Sita and Rama's marriage is one of the most loved and cherished events in Hindu mythology. There are many stories woven around Sita's Swayamvar and their marriage in various texts. But as we are following Valmiki Ramayana, we are only talking about what is given in the original text, which is the most simple of all. Namaste, my name is Gayatri. Please subscribe to our channel Go with Gayatri to follow our Valmiki Ramayana with some additions from my research. Links for previous episodes are given in description for your reference. We have seen in previous episode number 29 that upon receiving invitation from King Janaka, Dasharatha started for Mithila accompanied by his family with his priests in the front and army at the back carrying bountiful presents for the bride's side. After a continuous travel of 4 days, they reached Mithila. King Janaka went to Mithila's outskirts to receive King Dashratha. After welcoming the groom's side with proper formalities, Janaka graciously accepted the gifts brought by Dashratha. After the initial pleasantries with King Janaka, Dashratha met his sons. There was pleasant atmosphere everywhere. After a small discussion, it was decided that the preparation for the marriage shall be started at an auspicious time the next day. Dashratha and his family spent time together the rest of the day. Next day morning, both the sides assembled with the priests and the sages. First, King Dashratha requested Janaka to listen to their family history as told by sage Vasishta. When King Janaka gladly accepted, Vasishta started narrating the story of the Raghuvamsa to which Rama belongs. Rama belongs to a famous lineage well known by multiple names like Suryavamsa, Ikshvakuvamsa, and Raghuvamsa. The story goes back to the times when creation started. Rishi Marichi was born of Lord Brahma from his mind. He was one of the Saptarishis or the seven sages. His son Kashyapa was also one of the Saptarishis. Kashyapa's son was the Vaivasvana, also called Surya or the celestial god of sun. After him, the dynasty was called the Suryavamsa. His son was the Shraddhadeva Manu, also called as Satyavrata or the Vaivasvata Manu. He was the ancestor to all human beings. Human beings got their name Manavas because they came from the Manu. He was the one who founded the kingdom of Kosala and the invincible city of Ayodhya. Shraddhadeva Manu married Shraddha and had 10 children, out of whom son Ikshvaku was the progenitor of Ikshvaku Vamsa. As per one story, Shraddhadeva Manu's daughter Aila was the progenitor of Chandravamsa or lunar dynasty as she married the son of Chandra or the lunar god. Ikshvaku was originally named Rishabha and was the first ruler of Ayodhya. There is an interesting story behind Rishabha getting the name of Ikshvaku. Once, while hunting, Rishabha was so exhausted that he almost died. A rishi, seeing his plight, saved him by providing Ikshu Rasa, which is sugarcane juice. Because of this, his voice became sweet and he was named Ikshvaku, meaning one who speaks sweetly. Ikshvaku had 100 sons, Vikukshi being the eldest one. Rama is the descendant of this Vikukshi. It is said that Ikshvaku's another son called Nimi founded the Vaideha dynasty to whom Sita belongs. There are many famous kings in the Vikukshi's descendants. King Raghu was the 57th generation and his descendants form the Raghuvamsa. Rama belongs to this lineage. Many generations after Ikshvaku, Bharata was born. His son Asita was defeated by his enemies Hihaya, Talajanga, and Shashabindhu. The defeated king Asita went to Himalayas along with his two wives. At the time of his demise, one of his wife Kalindi was pregnant. With sheer jealousy, his other wife tried to poison Kalindi. Kalindi took the food mixed with poison and as a result suffered a lot. At that time, Maharishi Chavana came to that place. Kalindi pleaded him to save her child with his blessings. Chavana blessed her that the poison will come out of her womb, and along with that she will also give birth to a son. The son whom she got in such difficult situations was named Sagara, which means the one who is born along with the poison. We saw his story in our 16th episode where we discussed about the origin of the divine river Ganga. In the later period, Bhagiratha's great grandson Pravruddha was cursed by sage Vasishta and came to be known as Kalmashapada, the man-eating demon. We learnt about him in the episode number 24. You can click on the links given in the description to know about these kings. Other famous kings in this lineage are Nahusha, Yayati, Ambarisha, Nabhaga, Dasharatha's father Aja, among many others. Vasishta explained about all of them in detail to King Janaka and his family. He said that Rama is the 81st generation of Ikshvaku dynasty. After completely telling about the family history of Rama, Vasishta requested Janaka formally to marry his daughters Sita and Urmila to the brothers Rama and Lakshmana. Please subscribe to our channel to know what was the reply of King Janaka to Vasishta's proposal. Let us meet in our next episode. This is Gayatri signing off for now. Sarve Jana Sukhino Bhavantu.